Welcome back, everybody. I am so excited to showcase another successful kitchen remodel we did in our area. If you don't know, we are in the Tacoma area in the Pacific Northwest, Tacoma, Washington. And this remodel was really dear to myself because it's one of my dear friends, and she's actually my real estate agent that I work with a lot on projects, and I'm just super grateful that I was able to help her with her new kitchen. And what we've done here is create a smaller footprint kitchen and take that smaller footprint kitchen and turn it into a really nice bigger space and integrate a bunch of wasted area into the kitchen, which is awesome because she does have a bunch of teenage kids, sons, tall sons. So I'm super excited that we did that, and we picked a design that fits the house really well. And so we went with a transitional kind of farmhouse design and kept the shaker look going, but gave it, a little bit of a modern flair, but also integrated some kind of traditional features by adding wood to the design. And the wood really felt good in the house with all of the other wood finishes and the furniture that she has. So I'm super excited to bring you kind of closer behind the scenes about this remodel and show you the before and afters. And before we get started, my name is Castin Cobb, kitchen designer and owner of King's Kitchen. And I would love for you guys to subscribe to our channel. If you are somebody working on your own kitchen design, remodel, trying to figure out tips and tricks and what works and what doesn't, this is definitely the channel to be. And I hope you like this video and hit like. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave those comments below. And then also, what else? I'm gonna make sure all of these selections are in our comment box below. And of course, I've used Bellmont on this kitchen. You guys know I'm obsessed with Bellmont cabinets, and I'll have all of those links to the Bellmont website down in the description box as well. All right, so without further ado, let's get started with looking at the layouts. So looking at the top view of this layout, you actually see what the design was when we were completed. Finalizing everything. And the funny part is, if you look at this kitchen, it basically doubled. So on the sink run, kind of on the south wall that you see here, the kitchen ended where that last cabinet next to the dishwasher ended, and there was actually a peninsula going north, so towards the north wall. And that was the kitchen with that little bit of refrigerator section on the other side. So we went ahead, took away the peninsula, extended the kitchen into wide open space that was just unused. So we extended the entire refrigerator run to the left and added an entire beverage bar. I wouldn't say they're like heavy drinkers or anything, but they sure like to entertain, and they want to entertain with style. So I'm super excited that we were able to do that. And with extending the kitchen, we were able to give her an island, which is like something a lot of people want, and a lot of people dream about having an island. So I was super excited that we fit an island in here. And I'm obsessed about having decent walkways when you're in the planning stage. So as you can see, we still had a 42-inch walkway, which is a main walkway from the kitchen into the dining, into the living room. And then we had another 44 3/4 of an inch walkway on the side that leads out to the patio. Because when you're in the summer and you are having people over and you're doing a barbecue or something, there will be high traffic right here. So I don't want people to feel like they're stuck or it's a tiny kitchen. Even though it feels large, making walkways too small can make it feel just cramped and too tiny. Again, going back a little bit on the planning stage here, if we look at the refrigerator elevation, what I want to call out is that I love that we were able to fit 2 tall units surrounding the refrigerator, because most people these days go with a side-by-side, like a French door refrigerator model, and even though if you sit it next to a wall and you keep, let's say, like 4 inches of space and fill that in, the doors won't open all the way. One door will still hit the wall. And there's nothing we can do about it. It's just the fact that we're sitting a refrigerator against a wall that should not be sitting against the wall. So in a perfect scenario like this, you sit 2 tall cabinets next to each other. Now the doors can open all the way, and it's perfect. So on the left side, we have a pantry with pull-out shelves, and because we don't have a separate pantry in this kitchen, it's always good to have another pantry. And then to the right, we have a broom closet, which is also awesome, especially for entertaining and you have a lot of kids. If you have a lot of kids, you always need a lot of cleaning stuff. So, and then moving to the left, we have a bar refrigerator. And one thing I'd like to call out, and this is if you are designing maybe your own kitchens and you're working in 2020 or you're working with semi-custom cabinet lines. I don't know who's all watching, but if you are working on adding a bar refrigerator, always make sure that the cabinets left and right have finished ends. When you're working with semi-custom cabinets, ends are never standard finished. That is usually something only entry-level builder grade cabinets do, kind of like the import cabinet lines. They're always finished on the ends. But semi-custom or full custom cabinets are never by standard finished on the ends. So make sure to always specify a finished ends on any kind of cabinet that is butting up to a wine refrigerator, because the way that they are constructed, when you open the door, you are going to see that cabinet next to it. And I don't do that on any of the other appliances unless I look at them and they're super funky or something. But like ranges, I don't care. I can save the money from the finished end there. I don't need it. Certain areas, I don't need it. Dishwashers, I'm okay. But those wine refrigerators, I always add it right there. And then also we have a cabinet above that wine refrigerator in the middle that has glass doors that is sitting a little bit taller. And the reason is because we need to fit the booze. And that's part of good planning, okay? So these guys love to go to Costco and they love to buy really good alcohol and just like in nicer, taller bottles. So when they do have people over, they have like a nice variety. I mean, this is considered a bar, a bar section, like a dry bar. And so we measured the tallest bottle and we designed that wall cabinet to sit higher to accommodate for the taller bottle sitting right there. And it's just going to be displayed really nicely on a tray. I love it. All right, and then moving forward to our double oven wall. That one actually stayed pretty much the same. We just updated everything, but there was already a cooktop in place there. There was already a double oven in place right there. So nothing needed to be changed on like the electrical layout, none of that, but we just updated everything. And then the next page is your sink run. And this we updated slightly. I made room for a double trash pullout. So we did move the sink slightly. So it could also be centered on the window. That was something, that OCD can drive people crazy. And then another thing that you can't see in this kitchen, but like the kitchen is separated with a wall from the main living room. So my friend, okay, she loves football. But she's also the cook in the house. So if she's in the kitchen cooking, she's missing out on football. So she said, Kirsten, I want one thing next to the dry bar, but I want one thing. And that is a TV that is hidden, because I don't think a TV looks good in the kitchen. So I want it to be hidden in the cabinets, and that's what we did. So on the right side here, you see an appliance garage, which is great for having an electrical outlet in the appliance garage, and that's where you shove in all your technology, shove in your phone, and have everything hidden. Throw in the mail. You know the kitchen is the landing spot for everything, but throw it in there, shut it, and it looks good. And then above that, we have a wall cabinet. So we measured the TV that she found online, and it was just, the smallest kind of flat screen TV on a bracket that we could get. And it was like an 18-incher or something like that. And then we made sure to specify that we have enough room on the inside of that cabinet. And so once the cabinet is installed, it is one door only. So you can open it this way, and then you could pull out the entire bracket with the TV, and it turned out perfect. So she is not missing out on all the fun while cooking. And then the island is pretty simple. It is a drawer base. You guys know I love designing with drawers. It's the smartest way of storage. Everything comes out to you. So there was another great spot to add a big drawer base, and a 33 inches, a decent sized drawer base. And then we just have spacing for seating. So you could easily sit like 3 people on this island, which is great for entertaining again. Okay, now next, let's look at the renderings really quick. This is a shot of what this kitchen, what we designed and what we envisioned. And again, I feel like these renderings never do it justice. And honestly, I don't waste a lot of time on these drawings when it comes to the renderings because the finishes are never really the same as the actual sample. So I am excited to show you all of the selections. So let's move on to selections. In this kitchen, we've used Bellmont cabinets. We did a combination between the 16 and the 1900 line, and you guys know you can combine the two. Most of the doors that come in the 1600 also come in the 1900, and it's a crossover, which is smart because you can save money designing in the 1600 line, but then if you have a specialty cabinet that you need because of an appliance, for example, or just something cool that you really like, you can upgrade just that one cabinet into 1900. Let's go to the door. So we did the index door. This is the index door shown in a wood. We didn't do this color. But what makes this door really pretty is that it's kind of more of a traditional shaker. It has a wider style and rail. It's a 3-incher. And then all of the small door faces are slab. And this makes it like a little bit more modern. So not super traditional. There's not a ton of what do you say, like a ton of detail in this door, right? It's very sleek. That's a good word. It's a sleek kind of shaker. And the reason why we chose the index door is because when you know the Bellmont line, you know that not every door comes in every finish. And the index door comes in a wood finish, and actually a lot of different wood finishes, but also in a paint finish. And we did a two-tone selection in this kitchen, and I'm super excited about that because she really wanted a white shaker kitchen, like so many people. But reality is, woman, you have a lot of grown men in this house. So they're dirty, you know? So they're gonna touch everything and be dirty. They're like teenagers. So let's design something that looks stunning, but also will stay good looking for like a long time. So we went with a combination. We did the index door in white paint on all of her wall cabinets. But then we did this beautiful alder wood in a stain called Thundercloud that is like one of my favorites. We did this and it has a little bit of a gray hue to it. And we did this on all of her base cabinets, but also the tall cabinets. And I talked about two-tone kitchens before. And in most of the two tones that I design, I work and do the wall cabinets the same as the tall cabinets, and the only reason is the trim around the crown, because it can look funky. I'm sorry, my hair is just so weird. Because it can look funky trying to run one crown into another colored crown. And on the toe cake, I can just separate the colors very defined by running tall panels, and then I just have this color toe cake and this color toe cake. So it's really easy to separate. But in this kitchen, we only had a little bit of filler on the top to run them into the ceiling, to run the wall cabinets into the ceiling. And because again, we had a lot of tall units in this kitchen and that was just a lot of surface to potentially get dirty, we decided to go with the wood on the tall units as well. So again, that's how every kitchen becomes unique around the person who is living in them, and I love that. So this is cabinets right here, Bellmont 1600/1900. On the countertops, we used one of our favorite quartzes by Pental called Mysterio, and this is in the polished finish. And you know, if you put those together, they just look really nice with each other. And I think I said this before, I love this quartz because when you're working with white cabinets, it's actually hard to find a good quartz that has a good bright white tone to it. A lot of quartzes, even the white marble looking ones, have a little bit of a milky hue to it, have a little darker white to them. So this one is a really nice bright white quartz by Pental. It was a 3 centimeter thickness, so just like standard thickness with the east edge, but this turned out so stunning. And then the hardware, I don't have the actual sample here right now, but I am listing the hardware selection below. It was by Top Knobs. And then give me 1 second, let me grab that tile. Okay, the tile is one of my favorite tiles. the Chloe by Bedrosians, which I feel like we do so many times because it's like a winner. It's always good, okay? And but what we did was we were feeling a little bit cool, so we didn't go with the Subway. We went with the square, which I love because that's what I have in my kitchen. And you can't really tell on this pattern, but the colors vary slightly. So when you install the Chloe in white on like a full wall, you can see so much beautiful color variation, and it just looks very cool. And I talked about tile before in another video, and like tile trends in kitchens, and going square was definitely on top of my list. I see it more and more, and I see more suppliers coming out with square tile, which is an indicator again that it's super popular. Okay guys, I'm so excited. We are going to look at the finished end results. And you know, it was hard. I remember this remodel. It was hard for her because she had all those teenage guys and living in the houses, getting remodeled and setting up a temporary kitchen. It just like makes me so happy to see how beautiful it turned out, and she is just so excited about it. So without further ado, guys, you better like this video and hit subscribe. Just a little reminder again, leave all your comments below if you have any questions or comments, and then check out these beautiful after pictures. Well, there's gonna be a little before picture, but check out these beautiful after pictures and after clips from the project site. And let me know what you think, how you like this project, okay? Well, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye.